What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gage Dillon and today we're gonna keep the tier list train rolling. Now, if you've already seen my previous video, which is me ranking 2023's horror movies best to worst, I had a really fun time ranking it in tier list form. So today we're gonna be doing the same thing, but with horror movies we're supposed to be getting next year. 2024 looks to have a pretty interesting selection with lots of anticipated releases coming soon. And personally, I really can't wait to see what we've got. So with that all being said, let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, so I have our tier list here again. Again, it's in 5 categories. We have at the very top, Excited AF. Obviously, that would be the movies I'm most excited for. Then we have Intriguing next, followed by another one. Another one's kind of like a neutral tier, I guess. It's not necessarily a bad thing, more of just like another type of that type of movie. Sometimes it could be good, sometimes it could be bad. It really just depends. Always willing to give it a shot. Just not necessarily the type of movies that I'm really hyped for. Followed by Stream It, which again, this would probably be the movies that aren't really too much of my interest. These are probably the movies that aren't gonna garner my interest very much. So if I have like a day off where I'm not doing anything, I'll probably check it out on a day like that. Then you have the category at the very bottom, which is called Just Stop. Basically, these are the movies that I wish either would just like kind of stop. Now this category is for movies that are either like a sequel or a concept that's been done to death. So yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory, all of these. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First in, we have this movie called Night Swim. It's supposed to come out on January 5th, 2024. Now, as far as the movie goes, I'm not too familiar with the plot other than that it takes place in a swimming pool and probably has some supernatural element to it. James Wan is also involved in some capacity, so I am a fan of quite a few of his movies, so I would say that I would probably put this in intriguing. It could go either way. It's a creative idea, but it could be really good. It could also be really dumb or, you know, whatever, dull. So, I mean, it could go both ways, but I do think that the idea of a haunted pool or something to that effect is an interesting idea, so definitely say that it would be in the intriguing category for me. All right, now coming up next, we have the movie Imaginary, which is supposed to come out on February 2nd of 2024. Again, I don't know much about this movie. I haven't seen the official trailer. I just saw a little like animated teaser of it on Facebook, and it says that it's by the same people that did Truth or Dare. So it looks like kind of creepy just from the, you know, art on the cover or whatever, but I did see somewhere that some of the people that were involved with Megan are also involved with this movie. I actually really liked Megan, so I'll probably put this one. I can't really put it in another one because it doesn't look like, well, I wouldn't know if it's doing another concept that's been done to death, but I'll probably put this one in intriguing. It doesn't necessarily look like it's going for really scary. It looks more of like one of those like typical Blumhouse horror movie cash grabs. So, I mean, it could be worth watching, maybe checking out once, but I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, coming in next, we have Baghead, which is said to come out on February 8th, 2024. I haven't even seen a trailer for this movie. All it says here, it follows a man named Kevin who encounters a shape-shifting witch known as Baghead who can give him the answers he seeks. It is said to be the feature-length directorial debut from Alberto Corredor. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. Who previously directed a short film by the same name. So not much to go off of. If you've seen the short film, obviously you'll have a pretty good idea of what the movie's gonna be about. Shape-shifting witch, I'm typically one who gets like spooked by things to that effect, skinwalkers, demons that pretend to be one thing and they're actually another. I find those concepts really creepy, so I'm gonna put this one in intriguing. Sounds really interesting, so I'll definitely give it a watch when it comes out. Coming in next, we have A Quiet Place Day One. Now, I don't know how this is gonna sound as a horror fan. Well, I don't know if these are considered full-on horror, but I've never seen any of the A Quiet Place movies, so I'll put it in intriguing. So it's said to come out on March 8th of 2024. Again, I've never seen any of the A Quiet Place movies. I've heard great things about them. So beyond that, there's not really a whole lot for me to go off of other than what I've heard about the other 2 movies. So again, I feel like intriguing is probably a fair spot for it. Don't know much about it. So I'll probably check the first 2 movies out and then give this one a go. But yeah, I feel like intriguing is probably the best spot for it. All right, coming in next, we have Return to Silent Hill, which is said to come out on April 26th of 2024. I've never seen any of the Silent Hill movies either, so other than like hearing about like the 3D one that came out like maybe 10 years ago and it not getting the best reception, kind of killed any interest that I had in the franchise. I'm gonna put it, I can't put it in another one because if the movies are actually good, I don't want to like unfairly judge it. I'll put it in Stream It because you know, if I'm not doing anything one day, I may just check the franchise out. I haven't seen a trailer for this one yet. There's not much to go off of the plot other than that it says that it follows James Sunderland returning to the town in search of his lost love after receiving a mysterious letter. Not much info based off of that. Again, I'll probably have to check the other movies out first, and then based on how I feel about those, I'll check this one out when I can. But for now, it'll probably be a streaming movie for me. Coming in next, we have the movie called The Watchers, which is said to come out on June 7th of 2024. It is said to be the directorial debut of M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. It's said to star Dakota Fanning as Mina, a young artist who becomes trapped in the woods with 3 strangers as mysterious creatures stalk them. Given M. Night Shyamalan's track record, his movies tend to be hit or miss for me personally, so I'm gonna put this one in, I'll probably put it in intriguing because it's not necessarily his movie, it's his daughter's movie. And while I can imagine he's probably gonna have a very heavy influence over the way that she directs it, I'm still definitely gonna give it a chance just because the concept sounds pretty interesting. And it sounds like it has a pretty good cast too. So definitely gonna stick that one in intriguing. All right, coming up next, we have a movie called Horoscope, which is said to come out on June 28th of 2024. And as with the last few movies, I haven't seen a trailer for this one yet. It just says that it's supposed to be about a group of friends who begin to die connected to the fortune of their horoscopes. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in intriguing. I feel like I'm gonna put like all of these in this category. I need to branch out a little bit. The concept sounds interesting. It could end up being a paint by the numbers, cliche, paranormal or slasher movie of the sort. But I'm definitely willing to give it a go. It does seem to have a really good cast here, including Jacob Batalon. I'm horrible at pronouncing names, but regardless, it seems to have a pretty nice cast to follow along with it, so I'm definitely willing to check this one out whenever it comes to theaters. All right, so following that, we have Speak No Evil. This one is said to be an American remake of the 2022 Danish horror movie Speak No Evil. It says that the remake comes from director James Watkins that tells the story of a weekend country trip with a family that turns from a vacation into a nightmare. The movie is also said to star James McAvoy. I remember him from Split and It Chapter 2. Loved his acting in both of them, so I'm really excited to see what he brings to this movie. I haven't seen the Danish version of this movie. I probably will now that I know what this movie is based off of, so I'm gonna put this one in, I'll go ahead and put it in Excited AF. I love whenever movies have an American version and a foreign version. I love watching both of them and then like seeing what's different, what's similar, and just comparing the two. I think it's fun, and a lot of the time they're really good and end up being some of my favorites. So I'll put that one in Excited AF. So I'll go ahead and put that one in Excited AF. All right, coming in next, we have Alien Romulus. Either way, it comes out on August 16th, 2024. I've never seen any of the Alien movies. It says that it's the 7th installment in the live action franchise, and it's not directly connected to some of the universe. Okay, this already looks a little complicated. I'm gonna clearly have to watch some of these movies just to catch myself up, so I'll put this one, it feels like another one type of category, but I'll put this one in, intriguing. Yeah, I know. I'll put it in intriguing just because I've never seen any of the Alien movies, but I've heard great things about them, so hopefully this will be a good one. It's intriguing. For now, it could be good, it could not. So we'll see. All right, let's see what we have next. All right, we have Beetlejuice 2. Starring Jenna Ortega. I've never seen the original Beetlejuice. I'll put this one in, well, it doesn't seem like a type of movie that I would necessarily watch in a theater, so I'll probably put it in Stream It. I still have to watch the original, obviously, to get an idea of what these movies, or this movie is gonna be about. So I might change my opinion into either Excited AF or Intriguing. And while I am excited that Jenna Ortega's in it, it'll probably be a Stream It movie for me. It's also set to come out on September 6th of 2024, so it's a pretty long time away. It'll at least give me time to watch the original and then get an idea of what the sequel's gonna be like, so yeah. But for now, it's gonna be in streaming. All right, coming up next, we have Smile 2, which is coming out on October 18th of 2024. Not a lot is said about this movie, other than that it's gonna have Kyle Gallner reprise his role, so obviously his character lived from the first movie. I'm gonna put this one in Excited AF just because I really liked Smile, and even though it wasn't like the best horror movie ever, don't get me wrong, because while not being a great movie, it was still really fun, so I can say I'm pretty excited for the second one. All right, coming up next, we have The Crow reboot. So this one doesn't even have a release date. It just says 2024. Bill Skarsgård is supposed to be in it, at least it shows like a AI or CGI version of Bill Skarsgård as the Crow guy. So yeah, other than that, not much info is given here. I'll put this one in intriguing. I've never seen the original Crow, so again, can't really say how I feel about this one, other than that it's another reboot. It could be good. I've never seen the original. I've heard good things about it, so I'll probably, again, have to check. I have a lot of movies to check out before I see quite a few of these in 2024. Coming up next, we have Faces of Death, which that one probably isn't really my cup of tea necessarily. I know there's already like 2 that are out, maybe more, I'm not sure. I'll just go ahead and put this one in another one because, I mean, after like 2 of these movies, like what else is there more to tell other than like, I think I heard like the first 2 movies are like real cases of people dying, and it actually shows the video. Again, I'm not familiar with these movies at all, so I'll just put it under another one because why would you need another movie like that, I guess. Coming in next, we have Heretic. This one doesn't have a release date. I feel like the next few movies aren't gonna have a release date since this is pretty late into 2024, past September, so not a lot of info is given. It does say that the movie is reportedly about 2 religious women who become the focus of a strange man's games. I'll put this one in Excited AF just because, well, I'm, for one, running out of room and intriguing, and it sounds pretty interesting just based off of the little info that's given here. Doesn't really have any actors that I've seen in any other movies either, so it seems like it could be a pretty nice switch up from what I usually watch, but we'll just have to see. Coming in next, we have Immaculate, which is said to star Sydney Sweeney. It says that the story follows her character Cecilia, a devout Christian at an Italian convent who learns that there are dark secrets hidden there. So other than that, there's not much else that's said. So I'll put this one in intriguing because it at least looks somewhat different. So I'm intrigued at the very least. Coming in next, we have Maxine, which also does not have a release date other than that it's 2024. I'm gonna put this one in Excited AF because I really liked X and Pearl, and it said that this movie is gonna be a giallo, I think I said that right, giallo or whodunit slasher in the 80s, and I love whodunit slashers. So this seems like it's right up my alley. I'm gonna put it in Excited AF and probably at the very, like, not that these are ranked in any other order, but I'll put it at the very top for Excited AF because this is probably the most anticipated horror movie for me next year, except for like maybe a few. I know before I made this video, I got all these movies together, and one that I forgot to include is Saw 11. I was not aware that the movie was coming out next year until I think it was yesterday or the day before, so I wasn't able to include it in time enough, but I would probably put Saw 11 in Excited AF just because I really enjoyed Saw 10 and hadn't watched any of the other Saw movies prior to that, and it left a really good impression with me, so I would definitely say I'm extremely excited for any other Saw movie that they have coming our way. All right, so coming in next, back to the list that I do have, we have Nosferatu. I'm gonna put this one in Excited AF. I've never seen any kind of Nosferatu movie. Other than that, like, the picture looks creepy, and they used like an animation of him in SpongeBob, which was very off-putting. So I mean, the guy looks creepy, so I'll definitely give it a watch when it comes out. It says that Lily Rose Depp plays the lead role in the cast as a young woman named Ellen who becomes the target of the ancient vampire stalking. It's said to have a really stacked cast, including Bill Skarsgård, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Nicholas Hoult, and William Dafoe. So I'll put this one in Excited AF because it looks like it could be a really good movie, and yeah. I would say that I'm pretty excited for this one. All right, coming up next, we have Salem's Lot. The picture here kind of looks like Nosferatu. I'm not sure if these movies are connected somehow, probably not. It says that this is a new take on Stephen King's 1975 novel, and it's from director Gary Doberman, who previously directed Annabelle Comes Home. It's also been said that a Salem's Lot remake has been expected to come out for quite a few years now, but has remained unreleased. So this could be probably one of the more anticipated releases for a lot of people. Me personally, I'll put it in intriguing because I'm not familiar with anything related to the Salem's Lot, so I will probably check it out at some point, but it's not necessarily at the top of my list, so it'll just sit there for now. All right, coming in next, we have The Strangers Trilogy. Other than that, this is directed by Renny Harlin, and it's supposed to be an entirely new reboot of the original franchise. There's not much else that's said here. I'll put it in excited AF. I love slashers, and The Strangers is such a simple but really terrifying concept. So I'd say that I'm pretty excited for anything that has to do with those characters. All right, coming up next, we have a movie that is probably, again, another highly anticipated release for a lot of people. We have Terrifier 3. Put this one in excited AF. I love these terrible, cheesy slasher movies. They're so much fun, not to be taken seriously at all. Just, shut your brain off and enjoy the carnage and ridiculousness. I really love it, so I can't wait to see what they have next. It's going in highly anticipated for me. All right, coming in, one of the last few movies we have on our list here, which is called Thread, an Insidious Tale. I'm gonna put this one and just stop. I did not like the 5th movie at all. The 4th movie is kind of bottom of the barrel for me. 2, 3 was, it was, fine enough on its own, like an independent story. The first 2 movies I like, just like on another level. This just seems like a cash grab. You can kind of see it coming from a mile away. So I'm gonna put it in just stop. They really need to just let that franchise die. It was good back in the day, but yeah, they should just stop. All right, next we have Witchboard, which not much is said about this movie, other than that it's a reimagining of the classic 1986 horror movie. I've never heard of it, so I'm really intrigued to see what this movie is all about. It says that the story is about a woman named Emily and how her connection to an ancient coven of witches puts her life in danger through the discovery of a pendulum board. Madison Iseman is set to star in this. I really love her. I liked her in American Horror Stories. She was in the episode Necro. Annabelle Comes Home, obviously. She was great in the mess of a show, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I love anything that she's in. She's always given a great performance, so I'll go ahead and put this one in excited AF. And maybe before this movie comes out, I'll check out the 1986 movie, but prior to this video, I did not know that Madison Iseman was in it, so knowing that she's in it now, it's definitely moved to one of my higher anticipated movies coming out this year, but we'll just have to see. All right, so for this last one on our list, I don't know what happened. The title just automatically placed itself in just stop. The title is Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey. Again, if you've seen my previous video, you already know how I feel about the first movie. The fact that they could even think of an idea for a second movie is mind-blowing with how the first movie was. So yeah, I'm gonna say just stop. We didn't need the first one. We definitely don't need another one. So all right, but that pretty much does it. That was the last movie on our list. Out of all of these, I would say that Maxine and the Strangers trilogy, I forgot to mention that's a whole trilogy of movies, so there's gonna be multiple ones. I can't wait to see what that's all about. So that one and Maxine, and I'll go ahead and say Witchboard 2, are probably my most anticipated releases now, seeing all of them in tier form. But yeah, so most of these movies seem like they'll be at the very least decent. I'm maybe a few of them look like they could just be hit or miss, but for the most part I'm gonna stay optimistic and hope that quite a few of these are really good, but we've had some pretty big misses in 2023, so we'll see. At the very bottom we have the 6th Insidious movie, Winnie the Pooh. That explains itself. Just, yeah, as long as it's an original idea, or at least a relatively new horror franchise getting a sequel, I'd say that most of these have quite a lot going for them. But yeah, bottom tier, top tier. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Some of these movies, even though they're not in the excited category, can still be pretty good. Night Swim, Imaginary, and even A Quiet Place. Even though I haven't seen the first two movies, I still think that those could be pretty interesting. So yeah, we'll just have to see. But all right, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I have so much fun ranking these movies in tier form. So if you want to see me rank any other kind of movies or franchises in tier lists, let me know down in the comments below. I think it's really fun and could do a lot with these types of tier list rankings. So definitely let me know any ideas you have down in the comments. But yeah, I haven't decided on a topic for my next video yet, but it's either gonna be a comparison or I'm gonna be getting something to unbox for you guys, similar to my Ghostface costume unboxing review. You guys seem to really like that. So it'll probably be either something like that, or I do plan on comparing two of the same type of movies. I don't wanna give too much away about that video's idea, but it is coming soon. So definitely make sure to keep your eyes out for that. All right, guys, but that pretty much wraps up this video. Let me know down in the comments below what your most anticipated horror movie release is for 2024. I would love to discuss with you guys in the comments, so sure to let me know. And again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.